ODMap SDK is a drawing vertical extension. It provides the ability to work with Autodesk Map 3D files from any application. Using our SDK, you can work with data from such GIS providers as SDF, SQLite, Shape, PostgreSQL, MySQL, and Web Feature Services. We are using Feature Data Object third-party libraries to work with GIS data. Therefore, any provider that supports Feature Data Object interfaces is potentially supported by us. Also, we provide the ability to import GIS data to simple drawing entities such as lines, polygons, points, block references with map-specific attributes, which are represented by specific OD, CI, RD map classes. First of all, let's start from common geo-related stuff that can be useful not only for Map SDK users, as we have implemented it as part of kernel SDK. As you probably know, to deal with geo, we are using Coordinate System Map Library. To easily deal with the Coordinate System Map Library, we've added wrappers for its structures, spatial reference interfaces. By using them, you can work with different geo-related classes that represents category, coordinate reference system, datum, ellipsoid, geodetic path, geodetic transformation path, and other. For example, by using those interfaces, you can create your own geo-definition objects, like coordinate system. And those objects will be stored in user coordinate system map dictionaries, and then those user-defined coordinate system and etc. definitions can be used in DVG, DGN, and other projects whose code works via coordinate system map library. Now let's move to the Map SDK features. This year, most of our efforts were targeted on ODMapDM style, ODMap expression, and ODMap query classes support, and things related to them. ODMapDM style classes are specific map style classes which are applied to nodes of Map3 structure, ODMapDM items. ODMap expression class is mostly used during work with ODMapDM style or query report creation. For example, every style property can be calculated as a result of expression execution over an entity. Expression can be quite complex, as it supports near 40 operators and functions, such as if, and, plus, minus, sinus, and etc., and near 50 specific entity properties, such as entity color or entity area. ODMap query is used to filter a set of entities by logical combination of query conditions. Set of entities to which the query can be applied can vary. It can process entities from the current file, it can process entities from attached file, or it can process entities that belong to specified map topology. There is also a big variety of query conditions. For example, ODMap location conditions. It can be used to check if entity fits to some location boundary. Or ODMap property condition. It can be used to check if some entity property is equal to, like, more or less than some specified value. And now I'll show you a small demo. This is an example of map query, map styles, and map expressions usage. Here we have already prepared file with CILB coordinate system whose extents nicely fits to New York City. Also, we have layer of roads that were imported to DVG from shapefile using mapimport command. Approximately here we have 120,000 road objects. Every road has map attributes attached. We can see those attributes by selecting roads and specifying command list object data. Here we can see table name, F1 roads lines data, and a set of it fields. For example, field full street, which means full street name. Let's do some queries on those roads. First of all, let's zoom into some smaller area. And let's disable map so it won't disturb us. Now we need to create a map3 element that would store our query. We can do that with command add query current drawing. And here we're specifying element name, my element1. Now let's set a query to it. We can do it with command modify query current drawing. Here we can see our current tree. It has only two items, our created element and base element. So here we select our element by specifying its handle. As we can see, currently its query is empty. Let's change that by creating some conditions. Firstly, I select location condition that is specified by a circle and put it somewhere here. Location type crossing is not flag false. Here we can see that now our query is not empty, but let's make it a bit more complex by adding another condition with operand. Let it be circle again. Location, circle, somewhere here. Location type crossing, join operator or is not flag false. So now we have an element with a query that takes entities if they intersect our first or second circle. But we can see it, so let's change that by adding some styles to our tree element. So let's create an entity style. For that we execute command add_dm_style. And select our element and select entity style as parameter. Specify its name, my entity style. Now let's modify our style parameters by executing command modify dm_style. And select our style. Here we can see style traits. Currently all of them are not used. Let's set some color to that style. So now we see objects that fits our query requirements, that fits to first, second circle. Okay. Let's add a bit more interesting style to our element, text style. Again, executing command add_dm_style, selecting our element, and now we select text style element. And this style creates temporary label text object for an entity. So style traits of this style effects on created text. After we've added a text style, a text object was created for every element that fits our query requirements. But we can see that because text is very small. So let's make its text bigger by executing command modify dm_style and selecting text style element and changing it height value. And also let's change their color. Now let's look more closely to the style traits. As you can see, its value, rotation, position, and layer are set as an expressions. We can see that currently text style value is useless text label string. Let's add some sense to it by setting it at some useful expressions. Here I have a prepared expression. This expression is a concatenation of three strings. First string is a full street name from map table. Second string is a filler string length equal. And the last one string is dot length, which means gets length property of DVG object to which this text style is attached. So we can set the expression and see the result. Those expressions can be much more complex. For example, we can even write some mess here, where a parameter can be object field, or even add some logic with if statements. Like, for example, value, specify value expression. Here is an expression, and here is results. That's all from me for today. Thanks for your attention.